don't think it is for a lot of people. As long as he doesn't take that hat off.
Well, and I like
which he never does.
When I like that he doubles up, because if the hat comes off, don't worry, bandana.
Bandana, that's right.
That man has the Fort Knox of like fake hair security. Is that cowboy hat, is stapled to his head, and God forbid a strong breeze comes by, a hurricane like force wind blows that thing off, bandana still there, and that bandana is pulled tight. That's a paper cutter right there. Just it's double. There's a gal whose sole job it is to put her foot on the back of his head and pull that knot taut.
Taut?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember when he almost died?
Oh yeah.
You remember in the stage?
Yeah.
It was like
hit him in the head.
Well, it wasn't the stage. It was like there
was like a curtain that kind of came down, and there was like
he got trapped.
Yeah, drilled in the head. Yeah, like a brain aneurysm or something. It was
I think that was separate. I think he had two different. He's almost died like 5 times.
Well,
he's like a cat.
Let's be honest. The fact that Bret Michaels is still alive, or any member of the group Poison.
Yeah. Do you think that's Poison up there, or is that just him?
No, that's just him. He's left Poison behind, because at this point you gotta be smart with the way you divvy up your money. And if you bring Poison out, you're not getting paid anymore. And you got to divvy that up 4 ways. Bret Michaels, that check goes one way.
Ricky Rocket. CC DeVille.
Yep.
Bobby Dahl.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
They're not seeing any of that money. No, this is all. And the best part is like the NFL crew right now, I guarantee is like, what? Who?
It looks like CC DeVille's the only one that isn't playing with them.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they may hate each other.
Well, let's see here.
But, hey, I heard there was a couple of people that tweeted me that said they happened to be in Pittsburgh, and they went to 300,000 people are in attendance at this thing in one day.
Yeah, that's what Goodell said. He said it was a record, because remember we were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
Last year they got like 250,000 in Detroit.
Yeah.
This year they got 300,000 in one day, and they said that the actual population of just like Pittsburgh is like 300,000.
Yeah. Dude, they're going to get
the whole city was there.
They're going to get close to 1 million people that roll through this thing. They were talking about the economic. I mean, it's incredible to see people. And someone tweeted me. Actually, I had 2 people that said, "Hey, one went on purpose, and the other one was there." I can pull it up. He said he was there for like his sister's wedding or something. They said, so we decided to go. And he said it's just like the world's biggest lawn party. He said they got music and there's beer. He said it's basically a big festival.
Yeah, well, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
There's not much else.
You watch people walk across the stage.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, this one at Twitter. He said, listening to last night's show, we came to Pittsburgh to visit family, and so we attended the draft. He said, getting to watch while sitting in Heinz Field was basically the world's biggest outdoor sports bar watch party. And he had a photo of it, and, I'm like, okay, like, you just go and you have some drinks and you listen to Bret Michaels, and I don't know, it's just one big tailgate. Isn't everything just an excuse at this point just to drink?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
that's age old.
Yeah.
As of early 2026, Poison is not touring, and their planned 40th anniversary tour has been canceled due to internal financial disputes.
Which is code for Bret Michaels says, guys, I can tour on my own and make all the money, and so I don't want to give you any. I'll bet you Bret Michaels is touring.
Drummer Ricky Rocket confirmed the tour's off, citing a disagreement over money, specifically stating Bret Michaels wanted a significantly larger share. There are no upcoming concerts listed for the band.
May 15th, 16th, 22nd, 23rd, 28th, 29th. Bret Michaels plays literally every other day for like the next 9 months.
Now, I assume he plays the Poison songs?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, so why does he need Ricky Rocket?
Bingo.
Sorry, Ricky.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of
Go play with Motley Crue.
It's what they call on Bird World a D move. You can't, like, that's a pretty jerky thing to do. Like,
What?
you rose to
By
fame
who?
by Bret Michaels.
Not really.
Like, those guys helped you write those songs. You guys got famous together, and now you're like, F you. Come on.
Well, he knows he doesn't need him.
No. That's still kind
If he needed him.
That's still a crappy thing.
Or Ricky Rocket can be out there. You just have to pay Bret more. And that's fair. Bret's the band.
I don't think anyone is arguing paid more. I think the quote is significantly more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that's,
I guess you're right. Ricky's got to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah.
Although Ricky Rocket may be going broke drawing this line.
I just need another season of Rock of Love. That's all I need.
Boy, I'll tell you what. That was 2 magical seasons.
The golden age.
The golden age of TV sluts.
Flavor of Love going into Rock of Love.
Yeah. Dude, that was... And it was a simpler time back then. And,
3 seasons.
Was it 3 seasons?
There was a 3rd season. I do remember. It was like a bus, like a tour version.
I think it died.
Where he literally wasn't even on the show ever.
I think it died after.
It was just the girls.
He wasn't on there?
He was barely on it, yeah.
I think it was a 2. I think it was a 2 season.
I hate to admit it. I've rewatched those within the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they on?
It was on maybe like Hulu. I don't know if it still is, but like I said, it was like 2 years ago. I did rewatch all 3 seasons.
I remember Heather.
And they are brilliant.
Yeah. For a while there, Heather, who was the hot stripper. Wait, I think they were all strippers, but the hot blonde one that loved him, she's a real estate agent now. I was following her on Twitter for a little bit because it was hilarious to see that she was like selling homes. I remember her, and I remember there was the pink-haired girl who
yeah,
Jess. I think
that
it was
sounds
that.
right.
Yeah,
You guys have good memories.
yeah.
She won. The pink-haired girl
she
won.
won.
Yeah.
And then decided like right afterwards that she wanted nothing to do with Brett. And
She's like, oh, I just wanted on the show to be famous.
the STDs. Where I think Heather was like all about it. She's like, I'm ready. Let's go, Brett.
Yeah, it says she famously broke up with him shortly after the show, admitting she had no romantic feelings for him. And that runner-up Heather should have won.
Heather, I think, got like a Bret Michaels tattoo.
Wow. She moved to Hawaii, Jess.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure her life is doing much, much better without Bret Michaels.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
There
Wow. Rock of Love.
Yeah, I look.
So does Steven know that we were on Bret Michaels' tour bus? Did you get this?
Yeah.
I feel like I might have been listening back then, but I don't remember this.
We got the grand
recall.
tour.
Well, he was on. So we had this producer named Bernie. 8 months of Bernie Bliss, and then they fired him. They really did him dirty. They brought him all the way from Cleveland, and they fired him 8 months later.
Didn't go good.
Well, he was doing fine. It was just budgets.
Yeah.
And so he used to do this bit called
Mystery guest.
Mystery Guest, and he would put a guest on. It was terrifying for us, but also fun. He would put a guest on, and we wouldn't know who they were, and we would just have to figure it out and then interview him right on the spot. And one of them was Bret Michaels.
Because we were in the midst of Rock of Love, and we were talking about, we're like, this show's amazing. So he went out and found us Bret Michaels. And then
he had Chuck Norris as one. He had Bear Grylls as one.
And then a couple months later, Poison came and opened for Def Leppard at the amphitheater, and we weaseled our way.
Well, he invited us. He was like, you guys come out.
Yeah.
And normally I'd be like, yeah, whatever. He doesn't mean that. He meant it.
Yeah, he did.
And that's something you have to do.
Yeah.
No, totally.
Yeah.
So Big John, you remember Big John from the show?
Yeah, security guard.
Big guy.
John.
Yeah, that was
He's real. That was his
That was a
security
real
guard.
guy?
And you go find Big John after the show, and he leads you back to the tour bus, and he popped us beers. He was super nice.
Yep.
And he hung out with us for like maybe 20 or 30 minutes. I remember I had some friends there, and I think you did too.
Yeah.
So it was like 8 of us. And we were in his tour bus, and then it was Coronas, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep.
And then he was like, all right, guys, got to go. And then here come the Hots.
Yeah. Well, you're missing. So
They shoveled you guys out and
Yeah.
brought the Hots in.
Oh,
the
they
Hots didn't come. It was our group, and then there was one random Hot that just they pulled from the audience.
Yeah, because we saw her in the
we
audience.
saw her in the audience, and we're like, "Hey, how did
What's
you get
she
back?"
doing in here?
Yeah, and they were like, "I don't know." They came and found me, and they're like, "Well, we gave the tour or whatever." And so he was really cool. Gave us all like, he's like hugged us and was like, "Hey, great to see you guys." Gave us like I got a T-shirt out of it. He's like, "Here." He's like, "Take this T-shirt." Didn't fit, but thank you, Brett. And then we all got off the bus, and my buddy's wife was there, and she wanted to sleep with him. Like, she loved Bret Michaels. She was over the moon. And we were all outside talking about it, and then we realized one of us was no longer with the group. The random Hot that was there, she did not get kicked off the bus with the rest of us. She stayed on the bus. Who's to say why? And we were like, and it was so sick, we didn't even realize. He signed some autographs, sent us on our way, and just seamless transition to, hey, baby, why don't you hang out for a little bit?
I remember being ushered out rather swiftly, but maybe I misremembered.
Dude, they have that on. They can do
know.
that, and bag their hand.
Yeah,
It's just quick swap.
They're like, this is good. These radio guys.
The young Hot stayed behind, and my buddy's wife was like, "Really?" I'm like, "Sorry, it's you're past the age."
Radio guys out.
Wait, so
Hot girls in.
your buddy's wife would have.
Oh, she claimed she
Like if-
wouldn't have, but
if Brett really puts on the full court press,
I feel like,
and he was there. Your buddy was there.
No, it was just the wife.
She was just I remember
she
that.
was a huge Bret Michaels fan,
and he
was like, dude, I don't want to go, and I was like, well, you should come. I was like, he's like, will you take her? And I was like, yeah, and I'm like, we're gonna get to meet him, and she was so jazzed up. She claims that I don't know that. I have a feeling that he casts a spell that's hard. If you grew up in that era,
juiced up.
Yeah. But unfortunately,
could he have gotten in your pants?
He was pretty cool.
He was pretty cool.
He was pretty cool.
At least a little makeout.
Yeah, you get a glimpse of that
not all the
life.
way.
Maybe some hand stuff. I mean, he was cool, dude.
Yeah.
Again, he gave me goes back to the T-shirt.
Those were the days.
He gave me a free T-shirt. What are you supposed to do when someone hands you a free T-shirt?
Sleep with him, obviously.
Well, rest in peace, Bret Michaels.
I think I still have that shirt somewhere.
Friend of the program. Free T-shirt.
Yeah. Like a size large.
This goes back to Tom Dundon.
A size large, by the way.
I'd sleep with Tom Dunn if he gave me a T-shirt, but he doesn't.
Just give people T-shirts. That's all you got to do.
It's amazing that's the ultimate currency in the world.
T-shirts.
Free T-shirt. Hey, got Paul McCartney.
All right. Well, it is Game 3 night.
Yes.
I don't know if you know that.
I wish it was on a Tuesday, but
Yeah.
not.
Can the Blazers win on any night other than Tuesday? We'll find out.
They are an underdog in this one. Slight.
That they are. So we will get to that, but first let's wrap up round 1 of the draft.
By the way, real quick.
Yes.
So I just saw a photo of Bret Michaels when you said he was almost dying, and he's in the hospital. In the hospital bed, seemingly passed out. He's got all kinds of monitors hooked up to him. Looks like he's in rough shape.
Headband on. Yeah.
That is a commitment to the bit.
It's great.
You are fighting for your life in a hospital bed. And he's like, hey, doc, no matter what you do, this bandana this doesn't come off. No, you keep that thing tight.
All right, let's wrap up round 1 of the draft next on The Fan. Well, the hyperbole is a-flying after round 1 of the draft.
Win, loss, win, aced the draft.
I was listening to the, I forget who it was, people talking about the Cowboys.
Yeah. How about them Cowboys?
They were talking about Hall of Famer Caleb Downs, the best player they've ever coached, Caleb Downs. They stole Caleb Downs.
Well, anytime a team, and this is why, again, this analysis, I get why people do it, but it's just so lame. If you have 2 picks in the first round, or God forbid 3 picks, then you had the greatest draft ever. Yeah.
Well, the Jets?
Yeah. The Jets aced it. Yeah,
Jets aced it.
Yeah, they had 3 picks.
Yeah.
So if you have 3 needs, and you needed an edge rusher, and you needed some offensive weapons, and you got a receiver, a tight end, and an edge rusher, you had the 2nd pick in the draft. You were going to get your choice of the best edge rusher. Like, yeah, so it's an A+. Well, if Bailey turns out to be a bum, and Reuben Bain Jr. or Arvell Reese or one of the other guys turns out to be a stud, then you didn't ace the draft. All you need for Mel Kiper or one of these other dudes to give you an A in the draft is have multiple picks.
Because it just looks like on paper you filled needs.
Yes.
Because you drafted those needs.
Yeah. Well, Tennessee found their receiver. Did they?
I feel like that was a stretch.
Whatever you think of Carnell Tate, to say that you filled your receiver, no, you didn't. You drafted a guy that you hope is going to be your receiver, but if Carnell Tate's terrible, then you look like a clown. I mean, and then, people are killing the Chiefs because they moved up to take Delane. Oh, the Chiefs needed a corner. There was one corner basically in the first round, and so they moved up to take him.
Well, they could have waited though. Idiots.
Could they? I mean,
that's according to this reporter, they could have.
Of course. So, I
don't know, man.
It's just I really like the draft, and I can speak intelligently on everyone. There wasn't anyone in this draft in the first round that kind of was. Remember the Cole Strange, the New England Patriots? Usually there's 1 or 2 where you're like, whoa.
Ty Simpson was a whoa.
Yeah, Ty Simpson was a whoa, but I'm aware of him.
But as drafts go, that was pretty entertaining.
Yes.
That was a good first round.
Yeah.
There have been some boring first rounds.
Yes.
That was not boring.
But I could speak intelligently, or somewhat, on everyone that was drafted. But the idea that the audacity that I would have to say that someone screwed up or had a great draft versus a piss poor draft, again, I'll talk to you in 2 years. The best I can do, and anyone should do, is say value. Did you get good value at premier positions where you drafted? And I think that's where the Rams are getting, killed a little bit today. Was no one thinks that Ty Simpson was worth the 13th pick. No one thinks, and this is true, that he can help them win, and they're in a win now mode. This is the exact same thing that everyone, including me, said when Green Bay drafted Love. It didn't make sense. You have a guy coming off an MVP. You're in a Super Bowl window with an aging quarterback. You have to win, and you have to win now. It didn't make any sense to not give him help. I think this one's a little better because LA really didn't need anything. Their team is pretty solid. But for anyone that's like, well, it's a win mode now, sure it is. For Sean McVay. But for the GM, he's looking out. And right now, whatever you think of Caleb Love is a pretty good quarterback. No one is criticizing Green Bay right now.
Are you talking about Jordan Love?
Or Jordan Love. Caleb Love.
Who's Caleb Love? Is that Arizona?
Trailblazers.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think of him as Arizona, but he's a Blazer.
He's a Blazer.
He played at Arizona, right?
He's the guy that couldn't go to San Antonio because
couldn't go.
He couldn't afford him.
Yeah.
So sorry.
We feel bad for him.
Jordan Love. No one is going to be critical of Green Bay now because they made a seamless transition from Aaron Rodgers to him.
Well, it seems like Snead really wanted Simpson, and they're saying that McVay didn't.
Yeah.
Because you can kind of tell McVay was like, what the hell? Like at the press conference, apparently McVay was real subdued and like.
Yep.
And I guess they didn't even speak with Ty Simpson.
Nope.
Snead said he talked to his dad, but they didn't talk to Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson was not expecting to be drafted there.
Well, it looks a little funny because Ty Simpson's dad is the head coach and has been at like Middle Tennessee State for like 20 years. And I guess he's best friends with Snead. So that's a little, it's a little problematic.
Yeah, they show the little phone calls that they have with the guys when they get drafted, and the Rams had one, and McVay didn't seem super psyched, and so everyone's run with that. Yeah. And the way responding, he's like, "Hi."
Yeah.
Tyson was like, hey, he's like, hi. That's all Sean McVay said.
Yeah.
Well, the press conference, he looked downright pissed.
Well, and in the phone call, Ty Simpson's like, let's go make some history. And Sean McVay goes, yeah, can't wait to work with you. And then in the press conference, they asked about Ty Simpson being, how long will he be the backup? And McVay stopped and goes, well, he will compete with Stetson Bennett to be the backup.
Right.
And look.
Because Bennett, like McVay liked Bennett.
McVay
still likes Bennett.
Yes, he does. Yeah. So look, this is classic.
Trouble in paradise.
When they drafted Jordan Love, none of the coaches were thrilled because when you're in a win now moment and you're picking 13th, the idea is whatever you decide to do, you can go get a guy that can win now. Everyone on that roster and the coaching staff is probably not thrilled that they drafted Ty Simpson. But when you're the general manager, it is your job to not just win now, but win 3 years from now. So they're going to put on the unified front, and McVay's going to do the dance, and he's already put it out to Schefter and all these guys. And so now all the talking heads are like, nope, lockstep, McVay was all about it. No, he wasn't, but they have to say it now. And 2 or 3 years from now, we'll see whether Snead was right. And this is where, again, no offense to any of you draft experts,
hey,
the Rams GM built a Super Bowl team, fell short, completely rebuilt that team, won a Super Bowl, tore it down again, completely rebuilt it, and now is on the doorstep of a Super Bowl. In an 8 or 9 year window, that guy has built 3 separate versions that are basically Super Bowl teams.
Can I push back on that?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you check with your, quote, Super Bowl whisper, or quarterback whisper Super Bowl champion coach about a quarterback?
Well, I think he did. I don't even know necessarily if it's Sean McVay doesn't. I don't believe, and this is just me, I don't believe that Sean McVay dislikes Ty Simpson. I believe that Sean McVay doesn't want Ty Simpson right now because Ty Simpson doesn't help you win right now. This is why coaches can't be GMs and GMs can't be coaches. They're 2 separate jobs. Sean McVay says, well, why not go get an elite edge rusher? Why not give me another receiver for when Puka is banged up or if
Kenyon Sadiq.
Yes, go get me a weapon. I want to win right now. And Snead says, well, I'll go get that in the second round, but we're not going to be bad. And this is where you have to remember, if you're Les Snead and you're sitting there, you're not planning on being bad. Even after Stafford retires, which is going to happen in a year or 2, this is still one of the best young rosters in the NFL. You are not going to probably be picking 13th again for years. And so it's like, I'm going to take this flyer, and I know it's going to piss you off. Hopefully in 2 years' time, we can all get on board with this. And in the second round and beyond, go tell me what you want, and we're going to try to win now. But I think, much like the Jordan Love pick, this was about we're not going to have this opportunity again for a period of time.
So you said Simpson said to McVay, let's go make some history?
Yeah. And McVay...
Is that a little douchey?
It's pretty douchey.
Yeah, don't, cool it, dude.
And McVay cooled his jets immediately. He literally went, yeah.
Well, I do have a Hall of Fame quarterback already.
Yeah,
so.
dude, you ain't...
I might make history with him.
Yeah. You're going to sit down.
Those calls, those draftee calls,
yeah,
I see those on my timeline, and everybody's like, oh, these are so great. I find them very cringy.
Sure. A lot of them are.
They're they're all the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, you ready to be a Buccaneer?
What do you want him to say?
Well, I don't know. But
no, what do you want the player to say when you're ready to be a Buccaneer? Not really. I mean,
right. It's like, hey, what are you doing for the next 5 years?
Sadiq had a little bit of that.
Sadiq's is funny. We were going to use it later for the old Ducks report. But
Sadiq said he thought it was a prank.
Thought it was a prank.
He doesn't want to be in New York.
I think he meant he was hoping it was a prank that he's going to the Jets.
He doesn't want to play for the Jets. He doesn't.
Well, and then the Steelers one was great, where they had was it Mekhi Lemon?
They were gonna draft him, and then the Eagles jumped up.
Yes, he was on the phone with the Eagles, and
no, he was on the phone with the
Steelers, and the Eagles picked him.
How does that happen? So the Steelers thought they had him?
Yeah.
And while they were talking to him, calling him, saying, "Hey, we got you." How does that happen?
So Philadelphia had the pick, obviously, right, with the trade, and so Pittsburgh did not think that he was going to get picked 20th, so they're on the clock next. And they called them and were like, hey, you call before and be like, hey, you're going to be our guy. And while that was happening, Philadelphia put the pick in. So they
because Philly traded up.
Yes.
So they just thought that Philly wouldn't. They didn't trade up for Lemon.
I don't think they were aware that even Philly had made the trade. They're just sitting there and
Well,
be
did
like,
they know who the pick before them? Like,
I think they had an idea that Mekhi Lemon was not going to be the pick.
well, that's a bad idea because he was the pick.
He was the pick.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah.
So So if you haven't seen it, Mekhi Lemon's on the phone with the GM of the Steelers, and somebody comes over. He's like, "Dude, the Eagles just traded up and drafted you."
Yeah. Well, Dallas. It was Dallas.
He says to the Pittsburgh guy, he says to the Pittsburgh GM, "Why is Philly calling me?"
It's like,
what a mess.
By the way, if you're Mekhi Lemon, it's the best thing that happened to you. Now, I know your quarterback kind of stinks, but tell you what, I'd much rather be in Philadelphia than I would Pittsburgh right now.
I just think those calls are, I don't know, they're just kind of stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to make them. I mean,
well, I know, but you don't have to televise them.
Well,
or just get creative with them.
The NFL has to televise everything. And then if a guy acts one way, my favorite is, I always like the extra motivation. This is like when Dan Lanning gets mad and everyone's like, well, Oregon's really going to win now. Okay. Because Dan Lanning being angry somehow affects Indiana. So like Reuben Bain was obviously upset that he fell in the draft. So as he got drafted, they have a little, like a selfie stand where you take your hat and then you get to pose. He just grabbed the hat and power walked to the stage, and now everyone's like, oh my God.
Real football guy.
That's real football.
He's going to be pissed for the next 10 years.
Yeah. Like, dude, this isn't Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and he's not Jefferson. He's not.
Football's football.
Yeah. Reuben Bain wasn't going to play that hard in the NFL, but now that he fell, he's got no time for staring in a mirror, and now he's going to wreck the
This is going to motivate him in week 12.
God, we're so desperate for narratives, and we try to build these things.
Hey, Jason, it's Jim with the Jets. You ready to come to New York? All right. Get your thoughts together. I'm going to hand you to Coach. How you doing, Jason? Hey, we're really happy to have you.
I will say.
Can't wait to see you, man.
It is kind of a cool. I do, as lame as those are, it is kind of interesting because that guy's life changes forever and he becomes a.
It's probably the best
Coach.
moment of their life.
Yes.
Like you're watching them.
Some of those guys just made $30 million guaranteed dollars. My personal favorite is just seeing the hangers on and the family members. That's my favorite. Because I'm like, well, let's see who can blow through this money the fastest. Let's see how many family members are all there. Like, yeah, you made it means we all made it.
I just want somebody to like kind of change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you watch a baseball celebration and they all celebrate the same way.
Yeah.
You know, they just
one
jump
guy to
up
go.
and down. Like, yeah, I
You want
want
one guy to break dance.
No, I just want like the GM to say something different or the coach to be like,
Yeah,
knock,
don't.
knock. You know, or I don't
Who's
know.
there? Draft. Draft 2. You've been drafted.
You know, I don't know. Come on, spice it up.
That was not my draft day experience. I got a call from like 3 different O-line coaches who were like, hey, we're lobbying for you, but our GM is saying no.
Our GM doesn't like you.
I got that one. I was like, oh, thanks. Appreciate the call. Just hang tight.
Oh, wrong number.
Hey, we're lobbying for you, but it's not going so well. Thanks for the honesty.
We tried to call a different Jason. Sorry.
Well, the bigger topic is that it only took 2 hours and 53 minutes.
Yeah, they were hauling, man.
For the first round. And that is, so for reference, in Roger Goodell's first draft, which was 2007, the first round, do you know how long it took?
I don't.
The first round.
No.
6 hours.
Yikes. You can't have that.
This one took 3 hours.
Got to tighten it up.
But it got so fast that even a lot of people were griping about the broadcast. Like the TV broadcast was behind.
Yeah.
Because they would be at commercial and they would already be on to the next pick.
Yeah, we had the TV feed and we were grabbing the TV feed and some people were like, guys, you're like a couple minutes behind. And we're like, well, we can't. There's nothing we can do. We're taking the TV feed.
Yeah, so depending on what website you were watching,
some people
could see
had
the
it before.
picks before
Yeah.
you saw it on TV.
Yeah.
Which that can't make ESPN happy.
No, but there's always people out there that are spoiling it. I choose to just, even if you know that someone is, I choose to just, I like seeing it in what I consider whatever my real time is. I do that. I don't need the spoiler.
Yeah, I actually think the NBA draft and the NFL draft, I think those are two events that you don't want to look at Twitter. You don't want to look at social media.
Yeah.
Like same with sports.
You remember the year?
You're in the moment.
Wasn't it Paul
Paul
Allen?
Allen.
Paul Allen broke some.
He was leaking every
People
pick.
were pissed. They talked to Paul like the NFL was like, "Hey, like I know you're the owner, but knock it off." Because there are people like that, because once the pick comes in, everyone in that NFL office knows. So if you have a source, you can, you'll have that stuff minutes before anyone else.
All right. Well, guess what? We get more draft tonight.
Yeah. I like Louis Riddick's. I like the velour suits.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah. I don't think I could pull one off, but damn, they look sharp.
What is that, velvet? 26 minutes, round 2. And this time, they only have 5 minutes between picks.
Yeah, it's going to go quick.
It will go fast. So they'll have rounds 2 and 3 tonight. We're not playing the picks or anything.
We'll keep you updated if anyone, local with ties, goes.
Or, something cool happens.
Seahawks
Or when the Cardinals make a bad pick or something.
There you go.
Right.
They draft Carson Beck.
He's going to go.
I know. He was the favorite to go with number 34.
Yeah. There's still some.
That's crazy.
There's still some players.
Who's picking 34?
Cardinals.
Cards.
Who's picking 30? Well, I guess 33 is next, right?
Yeah, that's the
Who's that?
Niners.
Oh, the Niners?
Yeah, the Niners kept trading down. So we got Niners, Cards, Bills, Raiders, Giants, top 5 in the second round.
Super hot. All right, let's get to tonight's NBA basketball game here in Portland. Here's Steven.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, as we just talked about, round 1 of the NFL draft is done. We look forward to round 2 starting up here in about a half an hour. 49ers will lead us off with pick 33. And Vegas, they have already come out with the odds for the offensive and defensive rookie of the year. Jeremiah Love of the Cardinals, he's the favorite right now to be offensive rookie of the year. He's plus 200, followed by Titans wide receiver Carnell Tate at plus 350, and then the number 1 overall pick, Fernando Mendoza. He is at 400. While on the defensive side, Jets defensive end David Bailey, he's the favorite for defensive player of the year, followed by Giants linebacker Arvell Reese, and then Commanders linebacker Sonny Styles. Wide receiver Jaden Reed and the Packers have now agreed to a 3-year contract extension worth just over $50 million in new money. It also includes $20 million guaranteed. The PGA of America, they have announced that Jim Furyk is the captain today of the Ryder Cup team. Furyk was chosen after Tiger Woods removed himself from consideration following his arrest. As expected, Kansas freshman wing Darren Peterson has officially announced he is heading to the NBA after 1 season. And we do got Game 3 tonight, Blazers and Spurs from the Moda Center. Victor Wembanyama is officially questionable for the game, but he was out seen participating at shoot-around for the Spurs earlier today. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance to companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
All right, well, it's not Tuesday. Thankfully, it's Friday. What do they say? Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday. TGIF.
We need Thank God it's Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't know if we can win not on Tuesday. Is there another game on Tuesday in this playoff series?
I don't know. So they play Sunday, Game 4 Sunday?
Yeah, Game 4 is Sunday. So then maybe Game 5?
Let's take a look. I'm guessing that's more like a Wednesday.
I bet it's Wednesday.
Yeah, they need an extra day to travel.
Yeah, whoa.
Ooh.
These guys.
How dare they?
Yeah, Wemby needs another day to...
Guys, I got breaking news.
recover from concussion. What?
Tuesday, 6:30, Blazers Spurs.
Yes.
See, that's a guaranteed
There's
win.
a win.
Guaranteed win. Playoff Tuesday.
So they are playing Tuesday.
So you're telling me the series is going to wrap up on Tuesday, Blazers up 4-1.
It is possible.
With Dame coming back.
Oh, my
to
God.
seal it. Maybe Game 4 he comes back. Hey, Bill Orm said, they're exploring it. They're open to the idea.
Well, this Bill Orm guy's really making a mark, isn't he? Those columnists, they're funny. They slide into town and they're kind of, they lay low for a while.
Yeah.
They get their feet under them and, kind of get their sources and, get to know people. And then they pounce when the timing is right to announce their presence. I feel like Bill Orem has taken this Tom Dundon stuff and the Blazer stuff and he's just, I am your new columnist.
Who is there's someone else that's been tweeting a bunch of stuff. He looks like Coin or something. He had the breaking headlines that, unlike the Blazers, the Portland Fire say that their home opener, every single fan gets a T-shirt.
It's Guillermo Mata.
Yeah. He had the breaking news.
That was the T-shirt guy from.
That's from K. He's from K2.
Yeah, he's making his bones on this T-shirt thing. Hey, he wants everyone to know: Portland Fire Game 1 T-shirt.
Every fan too.
Every single fan.
That man's career will never be the same.
No.
After big T-shirt news.
Tell you what, I want to go to the Fire home opener now.
What if he just becomes the T-shirt reporter?
I want, just
all across the country.
All the T-shirt news that you can give me.
Just
give it to me all. Give me.
Well, I think it was, is Orem the one writing about Damian Lillard playing tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, do we have any, is it just speculation or do we have tangible?
His article basically said that the Blazers and Dame are in conversations that if they make a run or possibly if this series goes deep, they're open to the idea of him returning.
So from what I understand is he's on the roster so he can be activated at any day, right? So that's the whole thought is like, well, he could be activated any day. Maybe he might play. But before the season, they said, hey, Dame, are you going to play this year? Even if the Blazers make the playoffs in a run, and he goes, no. So I don't.
Splitter just the other day said, or yesterday,
said
probably not.
But and then the Blazers, Robert Williams was asked about it. He was like, yeah, we've been joking with him like he should play.
Yeah.
So nobody knows.
They're doing bits.
It feels like there's a little bit of a tease.
It's gamesmanship.
But
I mean, technically, he could come back any day, and the Blazers could just say, "You're activated."
So
I've
yet to hear, and I don't know how closely they're guarding this, or like you would assume if he's even considering this, that he needs to be going full court, that he needs to be taking contact, taking bumps, and there's going to be a ramp up. They're not going from sitting around shooting jumpers to all the idea of your first real true big explosive movements being in the playoffs.
Kind of crazy, actually.
Yeah. So you'll know if you start hearing reports that he is going full court practicing, or they're bringing in G League guys, young blood of the world, and they're doing group work, then maybe I'll start. But so far I haven't heard a whisper of that. And I have a hard time believing that they're going to go from his rehab plan to game. I mean, that's like
for a 36-year-old off an Achilles.
Yeah, it seems almost silly. It's like if Wemby plays tonight, and we don't know, they're like he's at shoot around.
Listed as questionable.
They saw a video of him at shoot around, not doing much, but he was, he's out there. If he plays in Game 3, I mean, look, you can. Should he? No.
This is old school football concussions.
This is old school football concussion.
Who's more likely to play tonight, Wemby or Lillard?
Wemby. Look, if they
on paper, it seems like Lillard returning. I mean, that seems like a great thing.
Yeah.
But is it? with how he will move.
I don't know.
The rust factor.
Again, I just don't know.
Will they defer
I
to
imagine
him?
he can still shoot the basketball.
Yeah, but
the
will
Blazers can't shoot.
But will they defer to him too much? Well, but will he be rusty and then
Right.
miss a bunch of
So
shots?
that's my fear going to next year is that they just defer to Dame and
Well, and
he's
on
the
the-
guy again. It's like, no, Denny's the dude now.
I promise you, if he gets on the floor, San Antonio's gonna spam him on the defensive end.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Here's some. You
Here's
guard
every pick and roll to
Yeah.
get Dame guarding anybody.
on Harper or Castle, and good luck keeping him in.
Well, that's true. San Antonio would be a bad team to bring him back against.
Yes.
Because they're all, like Steve and I were
Long,
talking off the air,
lengthy.
they're all like 6'6", 6'7" guards.
And they're all just young and fast and athletic.
Yeah.
right.
Unlike Dame, who's short and coming off an injury and not
But
a
I'll
defender.
tell
Dare
you
we
what-
say old?
Well, he is
Not a
old.
good defender.
But I'll tell you what, if at some point, if he comes out and they announce him in the Moda Center, oh my God, whatever the impact on the floor is, I don't think that would be enormous, but the impact of that arena and the juice that will be in that building, that's a top 3 moment in Portland sports history. If he rolls out in this, imagine this thing goes to game 6 and it's 3-2 one way or another. And they list
Dame's questionable
and
or
Dame's
doubtful on the injury report.
and then all of a sudden he's out there shooting jumpers and then they roll his ass out there. Oh my God. Just the roof.
The Motor Center might explode.
Yeah.
And then they lose only by 20,
Well,
Yeah.
15.
Then they have to renovate the whole arena, not just part of it.
All right, well, there were some other rumors out there. And I think Orem's behind these, too. The guy's just, he's on one. We'll get to those next on The Fan. right. So, two other things I saw about your Zers. So we got Wemby questionable. Probably won't play.
I would be very, very surprised. That is, Steven had it right. If he plays game 3, that is old school 90s football. Here's some smelling salts. You're fine. Slap you on the fanny. Go.
But he's there.
Yep.
Which probably means he'll be back Sunday.
I would guess game 4. Yeah.
At the latest.
Yeah.
But he the line is moving in San Antonio's favor. It's like -3.5 now.
I think it started out, was it
was
1.5 or 2?
It was 1.5 last night. It's 3.5 right now.
So that means I think people are thinking Wemby might play, but
Sure.
I'm guessing that might go back down. If you like the Blazers, you might take it right now because
Well, it just makes sense. If you're the Spurs,
if he doesn't play, it'll go back their way.
and you're at all questionable, you get a couple extra days, you've beat the team, you should have beat them at your place without him, and you beat him 2 out of 3 without him, and one of those was without Castle. So like you would think you do the smart thing and don't push him back, but you never know with teams.
And then you got the whole Lillard thing, and then I think Orem is the one that floated. Oh no, it wasn't Orem. It was I think this was Blazers Edge or something that was talking about Nico Harrison being here.
I think I saw that. I saw it a couple
Or Pinwheel
places.
Empire.
Pinwheel Empire.
Yeah, and then someone puts it out, and then everything kind of spirals. But I like how the headline was, "It's possible it could happen." You're like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think it was hard to.
It's a joke.
Are they doing jokes?
It's a joke.
Is it?
I hope so.
Because Nico would be cheap, and that's the whole thing,
Yeah.
is that Nico would be cheap and he sucks, so that's
And
the
he's
perfect
from
guy for
Dallas
Tom
and-
Dunn.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
There's no chance. Joe Cronin is very likely to come back as the GM next year, is what I've been told by a couple people.
But at this point, it's like, this is my thing, is like everything that gets said now, people run with it. Like, we're freaking out of this coach thing. Can we wait and see that it maybe it is Thiago Splitter? So can we all just...
The problem is, like, everything sounds believable at this point from what we've kind of heard, and like all the jokes.
Well,
and-
Nico's a local guy too. So
right, he's
Yeah.
from Tigard.
Yeah, so he's
But
around.
why is it believable? Half the stuff we're hearing is all...
Because we're stupid.
I get that's...
Well,
yeah.
yeah. We want it. We want the salacious juice.
There is
meat.
a narrative, and we talk about this all the time in sports and in life. Once you're branded, it is really, really hard to get that off you, to get the stank off you. And
You got some stank on you, do you?
I really think that some of the local media and national media have really done a disservice. I'll be the first one to say, if this turns out to be a disaster, when have we ever held our tongues involving that organization over there? I mean, my God, they won't even talk to us. When's the last time we had anyone from that organization that came on this show?
Well, it's not like we want them on.
No. So, they can go take a flying F. But in no way is this kowtowing to anyone or trying to gain favor. They hate us, and we, quite frankly, don't like dealing with them. So
move on.
Suck it. But this idea that you have this owner who really hasn't done anything yet. He's been the owner for a month, and the local media and now the national media has created this vision around him where he literally is the worst owner in sports. It's
Goes to the ways.
it's
in the,
insanity.
the committee.
It's insanity.
I hope he's there because I hope they show him and see if the fans boo him.
God,
They better not boo
They
him.
better
Don't
not.
boo the guy. Come on, he just got here. The other one was, and I think this might have been Orem. Was he talking about Giannis?
yeah.
The Blazers
They're gonna
are
make a
making
push.
a push to get Giannis.
The only thing is he has to agree to an extension, and that may not be a thing. But yeah, I mean, Dundon said at his initial press conference, there was a move at the trade deadline that if he had been the owner, they would have pursued, and it would have been a major shift. And Giannis would be a major shift. And I think they said Klingon, Denny, and Tumani were the 3 that were off. Everything else was available, and
Do you
that
think
they would make that push.
Do you think if the Blazers hired Nico Harrison, he would trade Denny Avdia for Anthony Davis?
I want Dame to be involved in it. Swap Dame.
Trade Dame for Anthony Davis. Actually, I'd probably do that. Would you do that deal?
No, I was talking about Dame back to Milwaukee.
Dame for AD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point?
Yes. Yeah, I would do
Yeah.
that.
Trade him again?
I brought up that idea years ago when Dame was healthy. Like, it wouldn't have been a terrible idea.
Well, anyway, Cool.
But we'll see.
The Blazers are going to get Giannis.
Yeah,
And Lillard's going to be back.
Just wait until he screws you over, and then you can hate him. But until then, until he actually does things, just have an ounce of hope and enjoy this, because this is a really fun ride. This for me.
Well, it's a cool series now.
Yes.
Now that Wemby's hurt, it's kind of interesting. Yeah. It wasn't before.
I don't know. I was kind of excited about it either way. I knew they weren't going to win it, but I thought the games were going to be competitive and it was going to be fun. And I just like having meaningful basketball. Now, for the diehards, it probably doesn't matter. But for me, growing up here, I've always been a casual Blazer fan. And I'll admit it, I'm not a huge NBA guy. Never was.
Now you're a homer.
But when a casual, and this is why diehards don't drive sports, casual fans drive sports. The diehards are always there. But when you create something that's interesting and the casuals get on board, and then the really fringe find that there's a buzz, and now you get the bandwagon, that's when you get a city that's a buzz. And it felt like we had a little something there, and then we decided to cat piss all over it with these stupid stories. And I want those to kind of die down a little bit so that we can just enjoy this. And the other one tonight is there's a lot of LaMarcus Aldridge milling around. He's in town. He's hanging out with Tom Dundon down in Texas. They never really done anything to honor LaMarcus. How cool would it be tonight if some of the towels or some of the stuff was like a mini LaMarcus Aldridge night, and they announced maybe he's retiring the jersey and maybe the towels have a 12 on it or something, and we kind of bring him back into the fold a little bit. That would be...
He did leave the Blazers for the Spurs.
Wow.
Yeah, that'd be a little weird.
As a free agent. No assets in return.
LaMarcus,
after saying he wanted to sign with the Blazers.
LaMarcus is a top 5 Blazer of all time.
Yeah, but he's not all that beloved here. I mean, I don't know. I think that would be a little weird just to roll him out for game one.
Oh,
like,
he's there.
Forget about
He's there.
this
He was
guy.
at the facility.
He's going to be at the game.
Blazers social media is posting a bunch of pictures of him today.
Yeah.
He's there.
Maybe he'll suit up. They could use him.
Shoot a little jumper.
Better than Jan Hansen.
He's a good player.
I'll tell you right now.
Aldridge.
The difference, I would rather have old-ass LaMarcus on the floor than the big tariff.
Well, yeah.
I don't think the Panda guys are going to let
That's
that
not even
happen.
close.
Yeah.
I'd rather have one-legged Damian Lillard. Jeez. I'd rather have Steven than the big tariff.
Steve, you still hooping out there? You gonna tear your Achilles now?
I hurt myself getting out of the chair earlier today.
I did. I saw that. He had Steven had an old man Friday moment.
It was. I got up, my knee goes. No, oh man, that hurt. Oh.
Like Jerry Jones.
Yes, you got to catch me from falling.
Yeah, how about him, Cowboys?
All right.
Hold on.
So this one kind of came out of nowhere. Paige Shiver. Do you know who that is?
Paige Shiver.
Yeah. You should know who that is.
I know who Paige Shiver is.
Yeah. I wanted to use her name because...
Give me a refresher. Maybe I've seen the story.
Chiron Moore.
Oh, yes, I did see this story.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had the big interview.
Yeah, so Paige Shiver, Chiron Moore's girlfriend.
And she confirmed what the rumor.
She sat down with Good Morning America, and boy, some of the things that she is saying, wow. We will get to that
Lawsuit.
next on The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, with round one of the NFL draft done, we are now looking forward to round two. 49ers going to lead us off here with pick number 33. They are officially right now on the clock. And with the first round done, Vegas has come out with the odds for offensive and defensive rookie of the year. Jeremiah Love of the Cardinals, he's the favorite for offensive rookie of the year at plus 200, followed by Titans wide receiver Carnell Tate, and then Raiders quarterback Fernando Mendoza. For on the defensive side, Jets defensive end David Bailey, the number 2 overall pick. He is the favorite, followed by Giants linebacker Arville Reese, and then Commanders linebacker Sonny Styles. Wide receiver Jade Reed and the Packers, they have agreed to a 3-year contract extension worth just over $50 million in new money. It includes $20 million in guaranteed money. PGA of America announced Jim Furyk as the captain today of the Ryder Cup team. Furyk was chosen after Tiger Woods removed himself following his arrest. As expected, Kansas freshman Darren Peterson has officially announced he is heading to the NBA after one season. Houston Rockets star Kevin Durant, he's been ruled out for Game 3 tonight against the Lakers due to a left ankle sprain. Lakers up 2-0 in that series. And we got Game 3, Blazers Spurs from the Moda Center tonight. That series tied at 1. Victor Wembanyama, he is questionable, but he was participating earlier today at shoot-around. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home.
All right, welcome back. Good little Friday. Joey Harrington will join us next hour. The NFL draft is back underway. Mm-hmm. The Niners, my Niners, are on the clock to kick off round 2.
I know. Niner fan was sitting around all day yesterday waiting for their pick, and then it didn't happen.
We have Blazers Spurs tonight. Tips at 7:30. But we're going to switch gears to another story.
We're talking hockey? Yeah.
For the time being here.
I thought we were talking about the NHL playoffs.
My Sabres up 2-1.
Yeah. Your Hurricanes.
No, my Sabres.
Our Hurricanes.
Your Hurricanes.
The cheapest owner, the worst owner in sports.
They're not my Hurricanes.
With the 6th highest payroll in the NHL, they're up 3-0.
I was watching the Ducks. Since when do the Ducks have like these bold orange?
Yeah, just
the bold
what's
orange.
that about?
I hate them. They're the
Mighty Ducks?
They're one of the teams in hockey that I truly despise.
Do they still call them the Mighty Ducks?
They're just the Ducks.
They should be the Mighty Ducks. They're Mighty Ducks in my heart. But I was watching them like, what is this orange color they're wearing?
Yeah, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years ago
right.
they switched up to orange.
They pulled off the upset in the game I was watching.
Yeah, it's a good series with them in Edmonton. The playoffs have been really cool. And if you want a non-cheap bastard owner, the Golden Knights are playing Utah.
Yeah.
And this is Utah's first ever playoff. They were the Arizona.
What's Utah's name?
The Mammoth.
The Mammoth, that's right.
So obviously
they're in the playoffs?
Yeah, they're in the playoffs.
Playoffs?
Yeah. And so their owner, Ryan Smith, he's a all-in sort of guy. He's a big fanboy. So I did think this was pretty cool. When Utah never had a hockey team, so when the Golden Knights became a thing, a lot of Utah folk became Vegas fans.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. It's a very short drive, especially southern Utah. You can drive into Nevada in like an hour and a half. So a lot of Utah people just glommed on to Vegas. It was the closest team. So they had a thing where before today's game, if you showed up with any Golden Knights jersey, you swapped it out for a free Utah Mammoth jersey. And I guess like 2,000 people came rolling in. Free of charge, and said, didn't matter. You have a Golden Knights jersey, you come here. And it was one of the real, I mean, it wasn't the authentic, but like the replica ones that most fans wear, you got a free Utah Mammoth jersey.
Do you think the Fire will do that with the Blazers?
You bring a Blazer jersey
like just piss in their pot right away. It's like, yeah, bring in your Blazer jersey. We'll give you a free Fire one.
You want that
Swap it out
you
for
want
you.
that Lashify Portland
We're not
Fire
cheap.
jersey?
They're cheap. You want to come over to this side. That'd be funny.
I thought that was a cool thing that Utah did, and I guess it went like gangbusters.
So Paige Shiver is the Chiron Moore girlfriend.
Yeah.
At Michigan.
Yeah.
She was the one that he attacked in her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
She has given an interview. She sat down with Good Morning America.
Very tearful interview.
Yeah, and I, boy, these things are complicated.
Yes.
She did confirm that she was impregnated, and she wanted to keep the baby, but she couldn't.
Yeah.
Because she had a what do you call it? She had a disease.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term, the doctors
said it wouldn't be wise to carry it.
Yeah, you need to.
And that he didn't really want it anyways. So you wonder, is that I mean, I know this is very crappy of me, but I was wondering how much, like.
Oh, boy.
Well, did
he got to the doctors?
No. Did the doctors really say that, or was that more of.
Was he kind of motivating her to.
Well, no one wants to admit that they aborted the baby, right. So I don't know. She
had a genetic disorder.
I felt
a rare genetic disorder.
Yes.
That's what I was looking for.
I felt very bad for her in one sense, but also a little like, it's hard to play the victim.
Yeah, I have a hard time with her too, because her main point is that everybody knew she was with Chiron Moore.
Yes.
At Michigan, and she is saying that they didn't support her. Mm-hmm. And that kind of rubs me the wrong way.
I would agree.
He is a married man.
Yes.
You are sleeping with him, mm-hmm. It's all wrong, and you think you should be supported by the university?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I don't understand that
Yeah.
line of thinking. I imagine...
and you took a promotion.
I would imagine that is all set up by her attorneys to tee up a lawsuit. I mean, it's clear that she is saying some things that would indicate she is probably going to sue.
Yeah.
And maybe sue for a lot of money. Yeah. And maybe she should get a lot of money. I don't know. Yeah. It's just really hard for me to be sympathetic. I do have...
and that's where I said, I came across that... In one sense, I felt very sad thinking, oh my God, this is a woman who was stalked, and her boss showed up at her house with a knife threatening to kill somebody, and nothing really happened to him. I feel bad for you, but at the same time, you were not a child. You were 28 years old.
Yep.
And you took a promotion, you took the gifts, and now you're like, woe is me, no one protected me. It was a complicated interview.
Well, she's sort of claiming that she was stuck because and I have a clip here, I'm going to play it in a second, so you hear a little bit of what she's saying. But in another clip, she says she described Moore during this time as emotionally dependent on her.
Yeah.
And it was a relationship that she said the athletic department encouraged. So she said she was often told by senior coaches to console Moore to calm him down when he was upset.
Yeah.
Sometimes during game halftimes.
Yeah.
She said she went along with it because she feared for her job security. No one cared about my feelings. They wanted to use me to help him so that they could get through the season. So she kind of said she eventually became trapped where everybody knew about it and they were just using her as like, hey, apparently he's really emotional and up and down, and she kind of became the conduit for them to deal with him. And again, okay, but at the same time, you're sleeping with a married man.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I also find it weird. Like, whatever happened to the old-fashioned, like, discreet affair?
Yeah.
With this Rossini thing and, like, this gal, like...
Everyone knew.
Everyone knows, and it's all just out. They don't even care.
Well, and that's the part is, like, there were rumors about this from like day one, and it's all out there, but no one's willing to report on it until the dam breaks, and then it's like, oh my God. And then everyone's like, yeah, dude, we knew about this for a long time. So she'll sue, they'll settle, but I don't know. While I do feel bad that however it went down, a baby was lost, the pregnancy was lost. And I can only imagine how terrifying it is for a woman to have a stalker, let alone a stalker, kick open your door, and then with a knife. I mean, shocking to me that happened. But at the same time, some of that is, oh no, it's the consequences of my own actions.
Right.
And you can't roll around in the affair money and take all the perks that come with it, and then when it goes south,
hey, you didn't protect me.
Yeah.
From what?
It's a little. It's like I said, it's complicated. There's not a right or wrong side. Everyone was wrong. It's like one of those old Westerns like Unforgiven where there's no good guy. Everyone's bad. Everyone in this story is bad. There's just levels of bad. And the fact that Michigan knew about this and kind of let it go on to protect the football program.
Well, she's not saying Michigan. She's saying the coaches.
The coaches, which is
two different things.
Yeah. But at the same time, F Michigan, F the coaching staff. I hope she does sue you. And,
Yeah, I wonder how many coaches know that their head coach is boning a
lot.
And they know they're married. They probably interact with the guy's wife.
Yep.
And they don't say a thing. Like that's rough, bro.
I've seen it. When I was in NFL Europe, we were roaming around Amsterdam and we caught our coach coming out of the red light, a red light district room. And we had to do one of these, fellas.
That's legal. That's different.
He was a married man.
Well, so what?
We had to get one of these guys. Let's,
come on. That's different than.
Let's be mature about this.
Than stooping your intern and then having it. I guess apparently they had a relationship for years.
Yeah.
She said this was years.
Yeah. What's that?
And she got promoted.
Yeah.
She was in his athletic department, and then once he got to be head coach, she was stooping him when he was offensive coordinator.
Yep, and then rode the train with him up.
Yeah, and so that to me is very different. But here, let me play a clip. It's about a minute long. It's a little bit of Good Morning America. Paige Shiver is her name.
Did you love him?
Back then, I did, but obviously looking back at things and really reflecting on what happened, what was happening. That's not love at all.
Paige Shiver, now 32, says she was just an intern in 2022 when she and Chiron Moore, then an offensive coordinator and a married father, started a consensual, intimate relationship. She was asked to be Moore's executive assistant when he was promoted to head coach in 2024.
Did you feel pressured to have the relationship in order to have job security?
Yes, I did. I mean, he and other coaches had control over my career, especially him. I mean, he could fire me in a second.
Shiver says her attempts to end the on-again, off-again relationship were often met with what she calls manipulation tactics, including threats of self-harm.
Every time I tried to pull away, he always had a story, always had a way to pull me in and making me feel that I couldn't leave him because he was so miserable without me.
Yeah, I just think it's weird that it's like he could fire me in a second. Well, isn't it better that you're with him if you want job security? You know what I'm saying? Like, he could fire you in a second if you weren't with him. I don't know. It's weird logic.
Well, again, this is why I say I don't know. There's no good people. If you sleep with someone and you're in a relationship with him, you're now entangled. Yes. Did you?
Is there any way to get out of it?
No.
Like if you're sleeping with someone and you get promoted, all that kind of stuff, but then you're like, I really don't love this guy anymore.
It's
you're losing your job.
You're
That's true. You are losing.
And
so from that point of view, like I feel for her because it's like, well, I don't want to be with this guy. What do I do?
Well, in that
I
point,
have no options.
Then you have to take a moral stand and
but
sue.
You're the one that slept with him.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's the consequences of your own actions.
You cost yourself your own job by doing that.
She did not get hired because she was sleeping with him. She got promoted because she was sleeping with him. So this is why I said it's a weird thing. You had a job, you slept with him, you got a better job, and then you decided that you still wanted the better job, but you don't want to sleep with him anymore, and you feel like if you stop, you're going to get fired. You've painted yourself into a corner, and while I do feel terrible for her that she felt this sort of pressure, you put your, it's just, there's no right or wrong here other than it's all wrong. It's all wrong. Every bit of it.
Every single person's wrong on this.
Yes. But at that point, at some point, you just have to be brave enough to say, I'm going to admit my mistakes. And if they do fire me, well, then I'm going to sue, because you can't fire someone because they stop sleeping with you. And I know that's a scary thing, but sometimes you got to put on some big girl pants and be like, I'm not doing this anymore. And by the way, it sounds like eventually she did do that. She went to the university and was like, no, I'm going to rat him out. And then all hell broke loose. Yeah. And she's having to deal with this, which sucks, but at least she put an end to that awful cycle, and hopefully now she can be free of this and make better decisions. Yeah, and she's going to sue.
She said, quote, all of a sudden I hear footsteps and they're getting closer and louder. So I'm like, crap. So I run to my door to try and lock it. He barges in and he's standing this close to me and he says, you ruined my life. Why would you do this to me? And I started backing up and he starts following me. Shiver said she feared for her life amid this interaction. Yeah. She said, oh my gosh, yes, he's 6'4". He comes in with his hood up, looking down at me, saying, I ruined his life, crying, and he starts coming at me, and I tell him to leave. He's not supposed to be here. He's not listening to me, and then he starts grabbing butter knives.
That's when I feel the sympathy for it, because that is terrifying, because, yes, she outed him. She knows that his career is over, and in that moment, I can only imagine how truly terrifying that is. And that's disgusting.
And he's not going to jail. He was fined $1,000.
Boy, I'll tell you what, if I was her, I'd be so pissed.
Yeah, she said, I think he should have gotten more punishment for what he did.
He did. He should have gone to jail. And again, this is all setting up for the lawsuit, and they'll settle, and she'll get her money, and whatever you think of that, hopefully she can start over somewhere. And, you know, Chiron Moore, stop being you.
His wife's still with him.
That's the other one.
You believe that?
Actually, I can, because in the world of sports, it just seems that there's really no bridge too far, unless you're like maybe Tiger Woods. It's the amount of women that stick by these guys. It's something. I'll tell you what.
All right.
If that ever happened to me, I'm pretty sure the BTJ wouldn't be like, well, honey, I think we're going to work our way through this. I'm pretty sure she would be the one that would show up, and it wouldn't be a butter knife.
I just think it's wild that, not to belabor, but she sleeps with their coach, who's married, and then she thinks it's the responsibility of the university to protect her because some people there knew about it.
It's only their responsibility if she goes to them and says, hey,
right.
I'm scared. This is gone south.
Which she did do.
Which she did. And then at that point, it is on the university to buck up and do the right thing. And it doesn't seem like Michigan did that, which is why she is going to sue.
All right, we have draft picks next on The Fan.
The Fan.
All right, round 2 of the draft underway. Roger Goodell, Commissioner Goodell, still up there, hugging, crying players.
I really like Caden McDonald just went to the Texans.
Yeah.
Love that fit.
Another Ohio State player.
Dude, if you didn't watch Ohio State, or even if you did, you probably paid attention to all the fancy guys. Dude, he's like 330 pounds, and you cannot move him. They're going to put his big ass in the middle of that defense, and he is going to clog up lanes and allow the rest of those psychos to hunt. Really, I thought maybe Jacob Rodriguez for them would be a great fit, but he will be an impact player from day one on that defense, and it won't be from a numbers standpoint, but he will just swallow defender. He will swallow interior offensive linemen. I really like that pick, and then from a local note, Jamal McCoy, who started at Oregon State, that's a top 7 or 8 player in the draft who has fallen all the way out of the first, and now we're 6 picks into the second, still hasn't gotten grabbed, which means a lot of teams red flagged him with the knee, and he may just keep falling. It's that ain't good, because when you're that talented and you fall this far, that's not 1 or 2 teams that have red flagged you. That's the entire league that has red flagged you.
So the Niners took a wide receiver from Ole Miss, Dazon Stribling.
Yeah. A little surprised because there were some receivers that maybe had a little more hype. See Denzel Boston.
Yeah.
But this kid's 6'2", and he runs 4.36. Big receiver and flat out runs, and they don't really have a deep guy. Mike Evans, Pearsall, none of those guys are necessarily take the top off. And when you're 6'2" and you run 4.3, you can take the top off.
So then the Cardinals picked with the 34, second in the second round, Chase Bisontis?
Yes.
Is that his name?
He's the second best guard probably in the draft, Texas A&M, and finally they ate their vegetables.
So they went O-line.
Yeah.
Okay. And then T.J. Parker, the edge from Clemson, goes to the Bills.
Yep.
Bills' first pick of the draft at 35. Caden McDonald, Ohio State defensive tackle, to the Texans moments ago at 36. And the Giants are getting ready to pick, and then it will be the Raiders. I thought the Raiders were at 36. I think they traded back.
They might have.
Yeah, I thought that was...
You're going to see, especially now in the second and third round, you'll see some wheeling and dealing that's going on.
What'd you think of the when we left the air, the Seahawks, the last pick of the first round, they took the Notre Dame running back?
Yeah, Price.
Jadarian Price. What'd you think of that?
Love it. Isn't it something that the best 2 backs in the draft were both Notre Dame?
It's the first time that's happened.
Yeah.
Both players from the same school in the first round.
And by the way, Price is just he's a lesser version of Love. And the thing I love about this is, 1, he's a home run hitter, and 2, he's got no wear and tear on him. I'm a big believer of running backs are like boxers or UFC fighters. There's only so many fights and punches they have, and you're getting a guy with very little wear and tear on his body. And so to get the second best running back with the last pick in the draft, I thought Seattle would move out of that, but I think that was one of those, if he's there, we're taking him. And, they let Kenneth Walker go. It's obviously a position of need, and I think that is someone they feel really, really comfortable taking. And so just Seattle doing smart things. And when you're loaded like they are, again, you can really just go and be like, hey, we're either taking best available or we're going to fill a need. And I think in this case, they kind of got both. That's just was kind of one of those that just made sense.
What'd you think of Thieneman? Went to the Bears.
Yeah, well, he's a Midwest guy, so people forget. I mean, he's a Purdue kid. I really like him, and I think in today's NFL schemes, more than ever, you're seeing more and more people that are playing nickel not many people that are playing base defenses anymore. Almost everyone's running some version of either a 3-4 or a 4-2-5, and versatility in the secondary is everything. And Thienemann's a guy that can play the big nickel. He can play in the slot. He can come down in the run. I mean, the way Oregon used him was the same way that Ohio State uses Caleb Downs. So I think those guys are right now very in vogue in the NFL. And when you have one, it's look at what Seattle does and their ability to not get out of nickel. When they played the 49ers in that last game that was so big, with everything on the line, they did not play a single snap out of nickel. Because normally when you play that, teams will make you run out of it. But if you can't do it, you can sit there and pick on them. It's why before the Super Bowl, Kyle Shanahan said, if you can't run the ball on Seattle and get them out of their nickel, you will not beat them. And New England couldn't do it. So guys like Thienemann, even though safeties traditionally aren't necessarily positions of value, I think guys like this in the NFL are going to become more and more in vogue. So Chicago got a good one.
And the Giants just took Colton Hood, cornerback out of Tennessee.
Don't know a lot about Colton Hood
at 37.
But I do think it's very interesting that where McCoy plays, who is the best corner in this draft, he plays at Tennessee. And he just had his teammate go in front of him. That poor young man he's sitting there right now at home, probably beside himself. Because he did not play last year. Went to Oregon State, great freshman year, transfers to Tennessee, phenomenal year. Best, had he been able to leave, he would have been a top 10 pick. Gets hurt, rehabs the knee, doesn't play at all last year, runs a 4.3 at his pro day. Seemingly everything's fine, but then the whispers start that in the medical, even though he ran 4.3, that there is some sort of degenerative condition there. And they're saying that it could be another procedure. And that's all it takes for an NFL team to look at it and be like, we can't spend a high pick on you if we think that you're under the knife again. And if it's the same knee and a similar problem that's related to it, now we're getting into, is he ever the same? And at some point the value will be there, but that I genuinely feel bad for him because it cost him millions upon millions of dollars, and he's sitting there right now and just watched a teammate that he is better than and go in front of him.
Matt Millen out there looking really old. He just announced that the Raiders took Traden Stukes. He's a DB out of Arizona.
Yeah. And they've got a couple DBs in Arizona that may be a little higher than what people had, but they got 2 DBs that are going to go. UW's got a couple DBs too that'll go as well. And this is where we're in the part of the draft where I told you, this is probably way higher than anyone had him, but this is where we're going to be all over the board. Some team is going to have him. Obviously, the Raiders have him as the 38th pick, and other teams may have him as a mid 3rd or 4th round guy. You're going to start seeing some real variance now, because that's what you heard in the draft is after the first so many, opinions are going to be all over the board. And it just goes down to fit and who you like. And do you like bigger corners? Do you like corners that play man? Or do you like zone corners? Do you like an edge rusher that is a speed guy? Or do you like someone that sets the edge? Do you like a penetrating 3-technique defensive tackle? Or do you want a true run stuffer? So much of this now just comes down to who fits what.
All right. Most of the time, they need money. Sometimes they find money. And occasionally they just don't spend the money.
I always like that one. We got it, but...
unspent funds.
But they won't let anyone else touch it.
Right.
And they're not going to give it back, for God's sakes.
But we have to fight about it.
Yes.
So that kicks off in the news next. Here's Steven.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, round 2 of the NFL draft is just kicked off. We've had a couple of picks here. 49ers let it off. They take wide receiver Dejon Stribling out of Ole Miss, formerly out of Washington State as well. TJ Parker, he goes to the Buffalo Bills. Kane McDonald, defensive tackle out of Ohio State, he lands with Houston. We'll keep you updated on the picks going forward. NFL Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year odds have come out after the first round. Jeremiah Love of the Cardinals, he's the favorite to be the Offensive Rookie of the Year, while Jets defensive lineman David Bailey, he is going to be the favorite on the defensive side. Wide receiver Jaden Reed of the Packers, they've agreed on a 3-year contract extension worth over $50 million in new money. It includes $20 million in guaranteed. As expected, Kansas freshman Darren Peterson has officially announced that he will be heading to the NBA draft after one season in Lawrence. Rockets star Kevin Durant, he has been ruled out of Game 3 tonight for Houston against the Lakers due to a left ankle sprain. Lakers already up 2-0 in that series, and now Houston will be without Durant for Game 3. And we got Game 3, Blazers-Spurs tonight from the Moda Center. Victor Wembanyama officially listed as questionable going into the game, but there was video of Wemby earlier today participating at shoot-around for the Spurs. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Worn Out Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
hate this game. All right, it is April. Yeah, April 24, 2026. It is time now for In the News. I be your noted newsman. It's a pleasure to be with you. It's brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Please be seated. Thank you. All rise. It is New Kids on the Block Day.
Oh, hanging tough.
Whoa.
My sister, she was probably like in the 8th grade. So I was
You're
like
a loser.
5th grade. She loved the New Kids on the Block.
They were a big deal.
Loved them.
You guys have no idea.
No, we were a New Kids house.
Well, a lot of you do have an idea, but some
Well,
of
there's-
you youngs don't.
There's still a big deal. Like, they came back and like the nostalgia tour, like they sell out arenas and stuff. They're still out there.
We also have National Pigs in a Blanket Day.
Oh, who doesn't love a good pig in a blanket?
Me.
Really?
No, I think they're gross.
Oh man, shame on you.
Tommy.
Call me what you will.
Jim and Patty's a little breakfast joint, and they have a special name for them, but they're the little sausages, and there's 2 of them in there, and they put them in they're different kind of, I don't know, pastries around it. Oh my God. It is one of the best breakfast things you will ever eat. And they're just ready to go. You can walk in and they have like a little heater. Like it's like you just grab them and go. When they sell out of them, they sell out of them. They are so good.
I feel like pigs in a blanket's a real Midwest thing.
Yeah?
You Kansas
Maybe
guy.
that's why I hate them.
Well, aren't you
You ever think about that?
aren't you a Midwestern sort of guy?
Well, yeah, but that's probably why I hate it. You know?
Sure.
I grew up with it. I dislike it. Why do you think I'm here? Get away from the pigs in the blanket.
Jerk.
Get out of my city.
Telling you, go buy Jim and Patty's. Do yourself a favor, Jim and Patty's coffee, and grab one of those little delicious bastards. And by the way, you're going to want like 3 of them.
I will not be doing that.
Shame on you. You're missing out.
So I'm seeing here we've got photos of the towels, the playoff towels.
It is official.
Yes.
The towel is there.
They are red/orangey. They say playoffs game 3, April 24, 2026, Trailblazers versus Spurs, and then they have Rip City written.
And a Hurricanes logo on it. No.
Yeah, they look. I mean, I don't know, they look pretty cool.
Looks like a playoff.
Look great.
Yeah. Apparently the Sixers did the same thing. They didn't have T-shirts and they gave them towels. But they're not cheap,
No.
or are they?
Again, I would like to point out
because of it.
The towel is probably the exact same price as the T-shirt. He just chose to do towels.
Did somebody wad one up and throw it at him?
It's possible.
Don't do that if you're listening.
This is from Isaac Robb.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I like Dundon. I've been defending Dundon. I'm a Dundoner.
I just want to let it play out and then see.
Yeah, can we wait more than a couple weeks?
This is like your mom is just got you got a new stepdad, and you're like, you've decided that you hate Jim already. Just give Jim a chance, for God's sakes.
I'm just happy that Caleb Love will be there tonight.
Yeah, and Youngblood.
No, more Caleb Love.
I don't remember what Youngblood's name is, and there's a Kent as well.
Chris and Jason.
Well, I mentioned unspent funds. We're always talking about either under budget, like overspent, or found money.
I always love the founds money.
Yeah, sometimes they just find money.
Like $20 million. Like what?
Now there's a third archetype of unspent money, and that sometimes is the found money, but sometimes it's not. It's just money that they know is there, but it's unspent.
Yeah, we couldn't figure out what to do with it.
Like, I don't know. We didn't spend it. I'm not really sure why.
Yeah, maybe give it back to the people. Oh, no.
Well, the Portland City Council convened as an oversight committee on Thursday to dig into how just under $12 million in unspent housing money went undisclosed as councilors worked to bridge an equal size budget gap in the fall. City administrators later discovered that the unspent dollars within the Housing Bureau were much higher, now adding up to around $106 million. However, Thursday's Oversight Committee was more narrowly focused on the $11.75 million, which documents show city administrators knew about before councilors approved the fall budget reconciliation.
Well, does it say something that we did a piss poor job with the housing when we had the $100 million, the same piss poor job that we did when we didn't have it and when we didn't spend it? So is it? It's not like we were doing a bang up job when we had the money. So pardon me for, woe is us when we ask for more. No, make do.
So a new batch of documents released to City Council from the City Administrator's office and made public just before the oversight meeting included an email that former Housing Bureau Director Helmi Hisarich sent to Deputy City Administrator Donnie Oliveira, instructing him that the money should be approved by the council during the fall budget adjustment and should be used for things like eviction protections. We believe Portland Housing Bureau can jumpstart critical initiatives over the next 2 to 3 years with this funding. This expenditure plan will need to be approved by councilors.
We'll piss it away.
I'm confused.
This always confuses me. I don't know. So if we had a shortfall, can't we just put it towards the shortfall?
Well, but I think what they're saying is they knew about the shortfall and still didn't. I don't know. Your newsman is flummoxed. They have spun us in circles to the point where we're just going to throw our hands up and not care. And I think that's exactly what they want us to do.
It might be the city council's superpower, to be honest with you.
Totally.
You're like, what? I don't know.
Come on, dude.
Everything is going great. Oh, wait. No, it's not.
When asked by Councilor Mitch Green, whose resolution launched the oversight meeting, why he did not immediately disclose the information to council, Oliveira said there was uncertainty in the time about the issue. Does that make any sense? What is happening?
Nah.
Yeah, so he doesn't look. There was a nefarious reason. I'm claiming that he was.
Yeah, he's hiding $12 million.
Yeah, he was planning to embezzle that. Well, it's one of those things like
just hadn't gotten to it
well,
yet.
If I'm sitting on $12 million and no one notices it gone, how long can I keep that a secret? And if no one notices it, you're like, well, I mean, maybe this money goes somewhere else. That's the one that makes the most logical sense to me.
He said that he didn't have a chance to talk to Director Hisarich.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was on vacation.
A director, I know that we're all bleeding money and we're desperate for it. I happen to have this $12 million over here. Yeah, it's exactly what you were doing.
Now they're saying they have proof that he talked to the mayor about it, and he's saying, I don't remember that meeting.
No, of course not.
Dude, what is happening?
It's like that scene from Wolf of Wall Street. Hey, was that time that we were all together and we had... No, I don't remember that at all.
Just deny everything.
Yeah,
That's right.
I don't remember. It was 9/11. It just happened, and there was a lot on my mind. And I can't be expected to be aware of the comings and goings of $12 million.
Meetings and talkings? I don't know. I can't.
Well, it was not too long ago. It was a couple weeks ago. There was like $200,000 worth of gift cards and that the city had, and no one can figure out what happened to them. They just were gone. Like $200,000 that were supposed to be given out to things, and they're just like, what happened to them? They're just gone. It's a Merry Christmas at someone in the city council's house, just handing out cards.
Very strange. Portland, oh God. It's a mess.
Yeah.
And I'm still kind of confused.
Someone said, yeah, what? Could that be more confusing? No, it couldn't.
No, I don't think it could.
It's as confusing as we possibly could get.
I was trying to be clear about it.
I think you're right, though. They make it as confusing as possible. Then people are like, sure,
what?
I guess.
Yeah, now I'm confused over how much money has been found versus how much is needed versus how much.
And then nobody talks about it. They do whatever they want.
It's like it's like one of your grandparents that tells you a story, and after a while, there's just so many twists and turns that you don't care. You're like, okay, and whatever they say at the end of it, you're like, okay, Grandpa, sure,
pops.
It's
it's
the weave. The president does it. If you just ramble enough and you just kind of go off in different directions, eventually you just are like, sure. Okay, he just wears you down.
Because you're not going to prove it.
No, it's kind of a brilliant approach when you get right down to it. Next time you get caught and someone asks you, just start talking and don't stop. Just filibuster, and after like 5 minutes, you'll forget about what they're accusing you of.
And we wonder why we get so skeptical about like deals like the Moda Center funding, and this is why.
Were you rummaging through my panties? Was I rummaging through your panties? That's a good question. Let me take you back a little bit and let me explain some things first about, 10 minutes later, like, what?
It wasn't as it seems.
Exactly. And then I bought a new boat, and you bought a new boat.
Right. So what's for lunch then?
And now, exactly. Now we're on the topic of that.
Free lunch. This one's for Steven. Former Milwaukee mayor Jeremy Ferguson found dead. Do you remember Jeremy Ferguson?
No.
Did you vote for Jeremy Ferguson?
No. You'd have to ask Coach Vaughn.
Hey, that's a pretty good drop right there. You want to grab that?
Yeah, I got it.
Nah.
Is he friends with Mark Scholl?
Yeah, apparently he and his wife, Mandy, were found dead Tuesday inside a home in the Venice neighborhood of Los Angeles in what authorities are investigating as a possible murder-suicide.
Oh, that's
Yikes. Yeah, I don't know this guy, but,
no good.
he was the head of Milwaukee
So
for
do
a
we
while.
know who did the murder and who did the
No,
suicide?
it doesn't. We don't.
I'm guessing,
Well,
for the most part, that's usually
it's usually the
it's usually
dude.
the male. But hey, Phil Hartman, that was the other way. You know,
That's true.
It can happen.
Wait, did she kill herself?
Yeah,
She did?
yeah. She killed Phil and then
Remember,
she killed
she
herself.
shot him.
Yeah,
Phil Hartman, boy, what a tragedy.
that
That guy was a genius.
I loved Phil Hartman. So let's be fair, we don't know.
Hey, what happened to our gayborhood?
I love that headline. You put that on a shirt and give it away. What happened to our gay?
You ready for this story?
Yes, I am.
That's next on The Fan. right, time for one more story for you here on In the News, April 24, 2026.
That is pretty good.
That is pretty good. Can we hear that again? What were you trying to say there?
I think I was trying to say I don't know, or I don't know.
You were denying
I don't know.
something.
You guys, if I knew the dude in Milwaukee, I don't know. No, who'd I vote for? That's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the mayor.
Yeah, sure.
I love that. Goes with this.
I think that is Steven's version of I don't know.
Guess that's what big bald guys say.
That's right.
Southwest Harvey Milk Street, once the center of the LGBTQ plus nightlife in Portland, has been without a gay bar since Scandals moved last fall.
This won't stand.
It's about to change.
I personally like the Eagle, but that's not in downtown.
Logan Whalen, owner of Best Coast Barber Company on Southwest Harvey Milk Street, is finalizing a lease to open Camp, a new bar across the street from his business. It will take over the space vacated by Scandals, a longtime gay bar that relocated to Portland's east side last fall. We spent a lot of time walking up and down this street, Whalen said. Just being in this neighborhood felt like something special, a gay-owned business on the gayest street in the gayborhood.
I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay.
Harvey Milk Street, renamed in 2009, of course, to honor the slain gay rights leader, was once home to as many as 8 gay bars. Over the years, rising costs, changing nightlife patterns, and the pandemic led to their closures. When Scandals moved out, the neighborhood was not so gay.
Can't have that.
Really weird.
But
Okay.
he's gay.
You heading to, although Camp, I don't know.
Yeah, Camp as the name of the bar.
Yeah, like Scandals, I could say, hey, where do you want to go? You want to go to Scandals. You know, let's get
Yeah, Camp doesn't
invoke
like you want the name to kind of say what it is, you know.
Can't say that Camp really does it for me, but you know, Steam, when you drive by Steam, you know what's up. You know what's happening there. Camp?
You ever been to the manhole?
I think that's from the Ambiguously Gay Duo, right? It's where was it Gary and Ace? They hung out at the manhole.
The shafted orc.
Well, God bless the Harvey Milk and the gay community, and I for one am excited that Camp is coming back.
Yeah.
They got some nice food carts down there. The Iron Strike burger is in that little food cart area down there. Delightful smash burger.
So Whalen believes the answer to restoring his gayborhood lies in rebuilding the area one business at a time. So he moved his Best Coast Barber Company there in 2024, and now he's opening Camp. It will open in June. He said the bar's theme will blend disco glam with summer camp kitsch.
I don't know what summer camp kitsch is, but
he says
I'm here for it.
Imagine Studio 54 goes to summer camp in 1980. There's going to be no question that it's a gay bar, but it's a gay bar that's welcoming for everybody. Then we build from there, and maybe later you have spaces that are a little bit more, niche.
Yeah, boy.
All right.
About to turn the heat up at camp. I'm gonna have to get my shorts out. Maybe one of those, because it's the 80s. Maybe I could wear one of those, like, Hawaii football jerseys, the mesh ones that are kind of belly shirts. That guy in Magnum PI wore one of those. Let's go.
He said, I heard a comedian say that the thing that fixes every bad neighborhood is when the gays move in. So it definitely can't hurt.
Let's go. Why'd the gays move into my neighborhood? They're delightful. The power lesbians are fantastic.
Yeah, we need the gays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Watching the one neighbor kitty corner that just can't stand that they're there.